Good morning. Good Thursday, chilly morning. How are you? I don't know how the temperature's been around where you are, but we've been down into the 30s. And actually, we had a couple of nights where it got down to 31. So, preparation for what's coming. And then we'll be able to sing that other song. And you're saying, what other song is he talking about? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yep, it's that time. It's coming about that time. I'm not ready yet, but you get prepared. You don't wait to the last moment. But I pray that you are all doing well and that today has met you with the love of God, because He's always there. As the study that we're doing, Max Lucado, you are never alone. Never alone. None of us are, because He made a promise that He would never leave us or forsake us. With that said, we've all been at times, every human being, places in the desert where things get dried up, or we feel like the pressures, and I'll use another word for the pressures that we deal with, like heat in a desert, is coming down, and we just feel like nothing is going to work out. And the dryness that we all go through is part of life. It's part of what's going on. It's part to drive us to a certain place. And in the book of Numbers, if you read the book of Numbers, it talks about when they started to Exodus, Numbers, they were leaving. Moses was there, and they left Egypt, and they're going into Israel, and they did a lot of walking. I mean, we walk today, but not like they did, especially with the shoes they have. They didn't have comfort soles like most of us wear, but even the sandals that we have are more comfortable, I think, than what they had back then. But they did a lot of walking, and they hit desert spots. And besides dealing with all the different nations that they had to deal with, we all have those times in the desert. And no matter what we're doing, no matter what time we're in, even right now, getting ready for the holidays could be a desert for many people who have suffered much loss in their lives, or dealing with family situations, or you name it. It's the list goes on and on. But there's a solution that God has given us for the desert, especially those times when we feel like we are so parched. I remember, I don't know who the author is of the song, but I remember when I first came to PA, I heard the song sung at one of the services, and I really it spoke to me. I took a liking to it like I was in the desert. And it goes, Jesus, I am thirsty. Won't you come and fill me? Earthly things have left me dry. Only you can satisfy. All I want is more of you. Powerful song when I first heard that. And it stuck with me for many years, as it was sung off and on at times, either at the church or in my own private time when I felt that I was in a desert. I knew I was thirsty, and that the world couldn't satisfy what I was going through. And we, like I said, we all face that. But God has given us a method, a method to solve that problem when we find ourselves in those desert times. And it's called praise. It's called praise. In Numbers, it says this, chapter 21, verse 16. From there they continued on to Beer, B-E-E-R, the well where the Lord said to Moses, this is important, gather the people together and I will give them water. And Israel, verse 17, and Israel sang this song, spring up, O well, sing about it. That's what God tells us to do, sing about Him. Sing about the goodness of God. Sing about the goodness of Jesus. Sing about all the things he's done in your life and my life. Sing when you get to those hard times. Sing unto the Lord a new song. Even David wrote that. Sing unto the Lord a new song. That's our weapon against the desert times. And it could be raining outside, and it could be snow and wet and mushy and all of that stuff, but we could be dry as a bone at times. Are you dry today? Are you going through a desert? Well, sing to the Lord, because that's the way we move forward. In times of pressure or depression, we are not to stay alone. You and I are not to stay alone. We have access to the great King of all kings, because the Spirit of God lives in us. If we accepted Jesus Christ, we have God in us. And if someone's watching this and you don't know Jesus, and you're going through a desert and been going through one, let me tell you, he's the fountain. He's the one that will satisfy our thirst, satisfy our longing, satisfy what we need to know that there is hope, that there is a future, and that with him all things are possible. When we gather on a Sunday and we have a worship service, that's the time to let loose, but not the only time. That's the purpose of being gathered, being united with other believers. What does the Bible say? Do not forsake the gathering of the saints. We need each other. Everybody. There's nobody special. There's nobody that can do it all by themselves. No, it's with each other, worshiping God. It's when you get up and you feel icky, or whatever that feeling may be, sing him a song. Even if you don't know the words. You know how many times that, during worship service now, I have the words in front of me so that I could sing the song with the choir, with everybody. Not choir, forgive me, with the church. But then there's times when I close my eyes and I start to sing, and then church is singing one thing and I'm singing another thing. So it's good to have the words so you know what you're talking about or singing. But even in those times when you're alone, sing to the Lord, because he has a purpose and a plan to get you and I to where he wants us to be. So with that said, let me just pray. Father God, thank you. Thank you for the song that you put in our hearts when the enemy of our soul comes to attack. Thank you for the songs that we sing that you've put in multiple times, multiple people over the centuries, God, to give you glory. Thank you for the songs that we read in the Psalms that David wrote that speak of your goodness, your love, your mercy, your tenderness, and how you forgive us. Because the deserts, God, want to drain us, not just of our strength, but of our life with you. So for anyone that's going through a desert today, God, put a song in their soul, put a song in their heart that they could sing and remember the goodness of our God and all that you do and have done and will do for each and every one of us, God. So guys, and to have a great day today, don't forget our prayer meeting, as I mentioned, 6 to 6:35-ish or so. And then we finish up our Bible study today. And I'll talk to you next week. God bless you. May the Lord bless every one of us. Bye-bye.